What is up? What is up? YouTube, what's going on, man? How y'all doing, man? Hey, I promise y'all, I'm going up to that courtroom, man. I know I'm gonna get some famous people on film because I'm gonna be getting up early like I'm doing now, 5 or 6 o'clock. So that'd be perfect timing. I'm gonna be getting up early to make sure I can make it in the courtroom. I want to do at least one day in the courtroom. Of course, there's no cameras, no filming and everything. So I got to take a notepad. Uncle Mike taking notes. Y'all already know what that's going to be like. Y'all going to know. I'm like, and he said, I don't know. I can't read my notes. I can't. Anyway, expose 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦. I've been waiting on 𝗗𝗗𝗡𝗗𝗢𝗞𝗦. 𝗗𝗗𝗡𝗞𝗦 is hiding a whole lot of stuff, baby. I know he is. Hey, 𝗗𝗗𝗡𝗞𝗦 silenced while Diddy dates his stepdaughter. Why? What? Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's see what if we got any dirt or anything on Steve yet. I already know he dirty, man. Cat Williams said he dirty. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check it out.
Nerves have not gone away yet. I'm so nervous. I haven't seen anything, so I'm going to be watching it with everybody, but I don't know. The nerves have not gone away yet.
Did Sean Diddy Combs and his son, Justin Combs, really date Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's stepdaughter? Or is there something way darker going on here? Buckle up, because the rumors, the receipts, and the 27-year age gap are about to blow your mind. Why is everyone still talking about this in 2025? Stick around, because what I'm about to uncover will leave you questioning everything.
Lori Harvey is sick and tired of people running their mouths about her personal business, especially when it comes to her relationship with Diddy and his son Justin Combs. And after all these years, she is finally setting the record straight and addressing the rumors. She is finally revealing her truth, y'all.
We have got to dive headfirst into the swirling vortex of gossip surrounding Sean Diddy Combs and Lori Harvey's relationship. Now, she's known, I guess, as a model. I don't know. What she's most known for is just having Steve Harvey as a stepdaughter. Now, was this a fling, a scandal, or something straight up sinister? From cozy Italian vacations to making it rain in a club. And then there's also going all the way to Diddy's arrest. This story's got more twists than a soap opera. By the end of this video, you'll be asking who's protecting who and why. Let's get into it.
I've dated a father and son before.
Picture this. It's 2019 and the internet is losing its mind.
I
Diddy,
dated a father and son before.
And Lori Harvey, a fresh-faced 22-year-old, are spotted everywhere together. Italy, New York, Soho, Malibu dinners, you name it. They're there together. Paparazzi catch them strolling like a couple, and the blogs, well, they go wild. A 27-year age gap? That alone raises eyebrows. But then reports drop that they're rocking matching outfits. Matching outfits, people. Like, who does that unless they're trying to scream, we're together? But here's the kicker. Steve Harvey, Lori's stepdad, is chilling with them in Italy while this is all going on. Why is Steve, Diddy
like to dress with, he dressed like Meek Mills, now he's dressing like her? I don't understand that.
Unless they're trying to scream, we're together. But here's the kicker. Steve Harvey, Lori's stepdad, is chilling with them in Italy while this is all going on. Why is Steve, Diddy's buddy since 2005, cool with his stepdaughter cozying up to a man twice her age? Something is not adding up, and the internet smelled it a mile away.
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy. Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
One thing about Lori Harvey is that her dating life is always going to make headlines because that girl knows how to pick and choose her men. She has been in a lot of high-profile relationships, and as a result of that, there have been a lot of weird rumors about her. And she's the type of person who usually doesn't address rumors online, so there are some wild, unchecked rumors about her that are still spreading. Lori's very long list of exes includes soccer player Memphis Depay, rapper Future, Michael B. Jordan, Trey Songz, Diddy's son Justin Combs, and then Diddy himself. All of her relationships have been pretty public, but her rumored relationship with Diddy raised a lot of eyebrows because she had dated his son only a year before. She and Diddy were slammed for being disgraceful. Lori was labeled an HOE, and it was just a mess.
Was Lori Harvey passed around? Guys, fast forward to 2025, and the rumors have gotten nasty. They've been nasty for a while, but people are posting all types of claims, with some saying that Lori Harvey was passed around in Hollywood, while others whispered that she was sold to Diddy. Yes, you heard that right, sold. These are unverified, but the fact that people are even saying this shows how shady this whole thing looks. And then there's the Justin Combs angle. Rumors swirled back in 2018 that Lori was dating Diddy's son, Justin Combs, because their families were so tight. Diddy and Steve go way back, guys. So this is not a stretch, right? Like, I don't think it is. But Lori then shut it down in 2023 in an E! News interview saying, "I've heard I dated a father and son before. Absolutely not true." Okay, Lori. But then why do these rumors keep sticking? Why all the pictures and you very, very snuggled up to Diddy, wearing matching outfits? To me, this is screaming a cover-up.
Lori Harvey used to be close to Diddy's ex Kim Porter and even called her mama. So you know how there have been rumors going around for a long time that Lori dated both Diddy and his son Justin. Well, it turns out that that wasn't even the messiest part of Lori's involvement with the Combs family. And reports recently surfaced how Lori used to hang out with Kim Porter all the time, and Kim treated Lori like she was her daughter. And yet, just months after Kim mysteriously died of pneumonia, Lori was spotted getting all cozy with Diddy. Now, she later denied she dated both father and son, but she technically never denied dating just the father. But the fact that she called Kim mama and then hooked up with Diddy as soon as Kim died is giving me weird vibes, honestly, because how sick do you have to be to do that? Oh, and by the way, Diddy just broke his silence on being sued by multiple women for SA, and well, his response is exactly what we expected from him.
So what do we actually know? Let's break it down.
That's crazy, man.
In 2019, E! News called Diddy and Lori's connection a fun fling that fizzled out after a few months. Diddy was fresh, guys, get this, off his breakup with Cassie Ventura. And Lori was building her modeling career. Neither ever confirmed a relationship, but the photos don't lie. They were together a lot. Then in 2020, Diddy's ex, 𝗟𝗓𝗓, drops a bomb in an interview that resurfaced this year. She claims Diddy was chasing Lori while still involved with her. Hold up. Diddy was juggling multiple women, including Steve Harvey's daughter. Now, that is messy, I would say, even for Hollywood. And don't forget what happened with Cassie. Her testimony, what we know is that while Cassie was dating Diddy, while they were together, that 𝗟𝗓𝗓 was always in the picture, coming back and forth, and there was jealousy and all these different things, right? Gina was actually supposed to be one of the victims testifying in his trial, but last minute she went missing and dropped out. So while they had 4 victims who were going to testify at first, now they only have 3. But Gina seems to be this woman that is desperate to hang on to Diddy. She had feuds with Young Miami, the rapper who was dating Diddy the past couple of years. There's just been a lot. But Gina seems to just absolutely love it, although she has publicly spoken about Diddy abusing her.
But Lori, being Lori, didn't address the rumors, and she just went on about her business. Now, we all know about her messy breakup with Michael B. Jordan last year, and again, she didn't address the drama. She has even moved on from Michael B. Jordan because she has a new boyfriend now, actor Damson Idris, the main character from Snowfall. Yeah, him. Things have been heating up between them because they recently went Instagram official, and Damson posting these loved up pictures of Lori on his Instagram story. So yeah, Lori is still winning in her relationship regardless of the rumors about her.
And let's not forget Steve Harvey deleting a 2017 tweet supporting Diddy in 2024, right as Diddy's legal troubles hit. Why delete a 7-year-old tweet, Steve? What are you trying to hide? Because there have been rumors, unconfirmed, but rumors about Diddy and Steve Harvey's relationship.
Baby oil is, it just go with everything. You can get baby oil on pizza. I done got it on pizza before. You taste it, you can't even hardly taste it. I had baby all around my mouth before. I don't even know what's on there. It's just a baby oil type night. It's just baby oil. All right. Praise the Lord, baby oil.
So where did this mess begin? So if we go back to 2018, the Lori and Justin rumors start because the Harveys and the Combses were practically family. Steve and Diddy have been boys for over a decade, flexing at events, actually more than a decade, 2 decades. They were flexing, hyping each other up. So when Lori and Justin, both young and connected, are seen together in multiple locations, just them, people assume that it's a thing. But Lori denies it, of course. And there's zero proof that they were dating. Guys, all we can rely on is what was published at the time, the pictures that were seen. But we weren't in their bedroom, so we don't know exactly what's been going on. But I will say this. Lori Harvey has gained a reputation of being passed around outside of this, going from man to man to man to man. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's Future, Trey Songz. Famously, she was with Michael B. Jordan. Then she was, I think his name is Dempson, Idris Dempson. I cannot remember his name. Another guy. But there's even more, guys. And I'm not saying that's what she is, a pass around, but that is the reputation she has with a lot of people because it was a constant influx of different men all the time. So then when you see her with Justin, yet again, another man out dating, out and about, in pictures, they're going into the press. This is what people are going to assume. And I want you to think about this. Lori Harvey is not a household name. She's not a big star. Neither is Justin Combs. So these paparazzi photos were either like just fans who happen to recognize them in different spots at multiple locations, or was this a way to draw in headlines? They called the press like backgrid in order to set up these shots so Lori could get her name out there and I guess start her Instagram modeling career.
But there is one rumor in particular that she is sick and tired of, and that's the rumor about how she dated Diddy and his son. This rumor has stuck around for a long time, and every time people talk about Lori and her relationships, they always bring this up and talk about how she belongs to the streets. She recently sat down to do an interview with E, and when she was asked about the biggest misconception the public had about her, this is what she had to say.
Because I'm so quiet, there's been so many stories that have been made up about me. Like I've seen stories about me being like fully in love with somebody and we have like this whole relationship and I'll see the guy and I'm like, I've actually never even met him before. No. Like full blown stories.
Not true?
Absolutely not true.
It's obvious that she has been dying for the perfect opportunity to clear up the rumors because she jumped right into it. And did you guys see the smile on her face? She felt relieved to be able to finally address the rumor while still maintaining an air of mystery and privacy about herself and her relationships.
So we don't have any concrete proof. Like I said, we're not in their bedroom. But fast forward to 2019, and suddenly, Lori's with Diddy. How do you go from maybe dating the son to maybe dating the dad? The optics are awful, and the age gap only makes it worse. Was Lori just a young model caught in Diddy's orbit with a father like Steve Harvey? Or was there something more calculated going on? And why didn't Steve Harvey step in? As a stepdad, wouldn't you say, hey, Diddy, she's 22. This is my daughter. Back off. The silence is deafening. I cannot imagine with them even being as families on vacation in Italy. He is sitting at the dinner with Diddy and his stepdaughter all over each other wearing matching outfits. But Steve is okay with this? Are you really saying that Steve didn't know about Diddy's freak-offs, his white parties, how Cassie was treated during that whole relationship, how people in the industry have known for years about Diddy not only beating up Cassie, but multiple women and other people, all of the charges that have been alleged through the decades? Steve is no fool. He even wrote a book for women. I think it's like Think Like a Man that became a movie, not one movie, but 2 movies. Steve built an entire part of his empire off of trying to school women on how to date better so they get better results with the right man, to stop dating wrong men, to really try to understand their psyche. Like he gives dating advice. Part of the Steve Harvey show, a huge part of it, I would say the major part, was him actually giving advice to women on who to date and calling out men who are doing foolishness or cheating or whatever. Like, just look it up. It's insane how he was giving this advice, but yet knowing Diddy, the age difference, everything about his boy that he's known for years, that he would then allow his stepdaughter to then be with Diddy. Again, this is giving credence to the idea that there was something much darker and deeper or some type of trade going on.
This is some next level drama right here because Lori Harvey is facing some major heat after some leaked tapes of her and Diddy are making the rounds. Now, before y'all get all shocked, we're talking about those kind of tapes. Now, word on the streets is these recordings were allegedly recovered during the raid on Diddy's home. And now they're popping up on the dark web. Now, keep watching because the truth behind these tapes and Lori's reaction is about to get real messy. Now, everybody knows that Diddy's homes were raided by the feds and investigators found multiple recordings.
Facts.
Real freak-off tapes of high-profile celebrities in some seriously compromising situations.
Facts.
These tapes, which some say might have been sold on the dark web, are rumored to feature all sorts of celebrities, and now it's Lori Harvey's turn because she's caught in the crossfire. According to sources, one of these tapes featuring Lori and Diddy is making its way online, and in reaction, well, let's just say Lori isn't happy about it. The model and entrepreneur is reportedly livid after this footage hit the streets, and the rumors are flying everywhere.
So now this story is hotter than ever before because of Diddy's legal drama. He's facing trial, guys. You know, everything that's going on in court, every stomach churning charge and the evidence and witnesses. The allegations paint him as a predator. And then suddenly every past relationship is now under a microscope, as they should be. Lori's name keeps popping up, but not because she's involved in this case, but because people can't let go of that 2019. Because now we're seeing, as we're revisiting receipts and relationships that Diddy had, none of it is making sense. And especially when you see these close friends of his, business associates and everything else, people that were like family who publicly spoke about him like family, are now dead silent. And then for your daughter to be the one to be dating Diddy allegedly right after the whole Cassie breakup, that is wild. People are
Super
asking,
wild.
was Lori groomed? Was she trafficked? Now, we don't have any evidence of it, but I don't know. Is it fair to drag her into this? Maybe not. Maybe it is. But when your stepdad's deleting tweets and your rumored ex is in handcuffs, the internet's going to talk. Lori stayed quiet, focusing on her brand and modeling gigs and whatever number of dudes she's dating now. But can she really escape this shadow?
It was really funny because my
And whatever number of dudes she's dating now. So you got to watch when they throw them little side jokes in, man. That's the part I be liking.
Quiet, focusing on her brand and modeling
Focusing
gigs
on her
and
brand.
whatever number of dudes she's dating now. But can she really
my
escape
God.
this shadow?
It was really funny because my dad actually didn't find out until I showed up at the house in Atlanta.
Now, before we dive into all the drama, you need to understand how it all tied back to Diddy and the Lori Harvey connection. Well, it seems to go back to Steve Harvey, Lori's adoptive father. Now, we know Steve talks about so much how he values his family and the importance of protecting his kids, but reports have been surfacing that paint a way different picture. Some people are saying that Steve might have actually pushed his daughter Lori Harvey into Diddy's arms when she was only 22. And of course, Diddy was well into his 50s by that point. But this isn't just gossip either. There have been strong rumors that Steve might have allowed this relationship to happen in part because he wanted to cozy up to Diddy's Hollywood power.
But here's where it
what's
gets
in my
a
eye?
little more insane. What if Steve Harvey wasn't just okay with Diddy and Lori? What if he actually encouraged it? Think about it. Steve's been tight with Diddy for decades. Is it crazy to wonder if he saw Lori's connection to Diddy as a career boost? She's a model. He's a music mogul in Hollywood. Those dots connect. We've seen it before. So no, there's no proof, of course, but the fact that we're even asking this question is wild. And then there's Gina Hunn's interview. She didn't just say Diddy pursued Lori. She implied that he was playing multiple women at once, like it was some type of game. Is this who Steve Harvey let near his stepdaughter? The more you dig, the shadier all of this gets.
I mean, let's be real a second. For a millisecond, we all saw those vacation pics from Italy in 2019, where Steve, Diddy, and Lori and Miss Marjorie were all hanging out like one big happy family. It didn't look like Steve had any problem with his daughter dating a man old enough to be her father. But here's the thing. Was Steve really in the dark, or was there more than meets the eye? And then things start to get really messy because in the lawsuit against Diddy, it was revealed that Justin Combs, Diddy's son, was allegedly involved in recruiting women for Diddy's wild freak-off parties. And this wasn't just some offhand rumor. It's actually in the legal documents. So when Lori Harvey was allegedly dating Justin Combs, then suddenly switched gears and started dating Diddy, people were starting to wonder if this was just a random transition or if Lori was recruited into Diddy's whole freak-off lifestyle, just like all the other women around him. But the biggest question of all, did Steve Harvey know what was going on behind the scenes? Because now it's starting to look like Lori wasn't just a passive bystander in this mess. And it only gets worse from here. Remember when TMZ had the whole internet buzzing in 2019 with rumors that Lori Harvey might have been pregnant? Yeah, those rumors were big wild. But here's where things got really dark, because according to a shocking lawsuit against Diddy, victims have been spilling some seriously chilling details about what really goes down when Diddy's involved. Apparently, these women were pressured to take pills and, get this, forced to get bobos. And guess who made the decisions? Diddy, not the women. He decided what happened to their pregnancies, like it was all part of some twisted game.
So there's pictures of Diddy and Lori Harvey on vacation.
Okay.
They were somewhere in Mexico. So TMZ is just reporting because they took some photos, and in one of them, it just looks like Diddy's kind of rubbing her stomach. But so they're like pregnancy rumors, but...
Now here's where the plot thickens. Lori was rumored to be pregnant, but out of the nowhere, she's completely out of Diddy's life? Like nothing happened. The blogs went silent and everyone just kind of moved on. So what really happened? Did Steve Harvey, her father, play a role in covering it up? Because let's be real, Steve knows how this world works. He's been around long enough to know when to make things disappear. And trust me, I'm starting to think that's exactly what happened here. But that's not all. As we dig deeper into Lori's sudden exit from Diddy's life, it looks like more and more Steve could have been helping his longtime friend Diddy cover his tracks. I mean, think about it. Lori's relationship with Diddy wasn't just some simple fling. And we know Steve Harvey is pretty close with Diddy. So wouldn't he want to make sure that everything stayed clean? The dots were starting to connect, and it's looking more and more like Steve wasn't just sitting back and watching all this go down. But this is where it gets even crazier. Word in the streets is that Steve Harvey literally fled the country right after Diddy's arrest. And it's got everybody scratching their heads wondering, what's really going on here? Was he really just taking a vacation, or is there more to it than that? Here's the thing, though. The feds have already started digging deep into everyone who might have been involved in Diddy's wild freak-off parties. And if Steve's name is even remotely connected to these tapes, I can totally see why he'd want to make himself disappear. And let's not forget Steve's whole wholesome family man persona. This man's been selling himself as the stand-up Christian guy for years. I mean, he even wrote a book on relationships. Act like a lady, think like a man. Like he's some type of guru. But behind closed doors, it seems like Steve might have been wrapped up in a mess we never could have predicted. Okay, so this is where things get suspicious. While Steve's been laying low, trying to dodge the spotlight, he's also been going into social media purge. And guess what he decided to wipe clean? His old tweet from 2017 where he praised Diddy, calling him his brother and saying Diddy was doing a world of good for these children. That tweet definitely didn't age well. But it's not just Steve, though. Other celebrities have been on the same wave, leading their connections to Diddy, like their accounts are suddenly on fire. Usher and Megan Fox are also part of the cleanup crew. They've been quietly erasing any traces of their ties to Diddy on social media. And I think we all know why. It's like they're trying to distance themselves from him as quickly as possible. And honestly, can you blame him? Nobody wants to get tangled up in Diddy's mess, especially now that the FBI is all over it. Now, let's get into something that's really got people talking. We all know that the baby oil situation has somehow been tied to this whole scandal, but y'all won't believe where it leads. Word in the streets is that this baby oil may have actually played a huge role in the leaked footage of Lori Harvey. And as we all know, when Diddy's mansion was raided, the feds found 1,000 bottles of baby oil just casually hanging around. Well, some of the footage has been leaked, rumored to feature Lori Harvey, showing her in a compromising situation where baby oil is allegedly being used. But here's the part that makes it even weirder. Lori Harvey, as y'all know, isn't exactly Steve Harvey's biological daughter. This means from a certain perspective, Steve might not feel as protective over her. as like a real father would, which would explain why he didn't seem to mind her connection to Diddy, especially if you start puzzling the pieces together. But get this, Steve Harvey himself has been obsessed with baby oil in a way too, and it's starting to look like a little suspicious. Remember those times when he used to brag about being a baby oil expert on his shows? He'd joke about how well he knew the stuff, and let me tell you, those jokes are hitting a little bit different now, knowing what we know.
I talk about baby oil all the time because it's a specialty. And if you ain't really had the experience with baby oil, you can't know what it is. But you got to be a baby oil professional.
Yes, that's why
you need to microwave this baby oil before you come in there.
Here's the bottom line. This Diddy-Lori Harvey saga exposes the dark underbelly of fame. It's not just about a rumored fling. It's about power dynamics, questionable friendships, and a whole lot of unanswered questions. Why did Steve Harvey stay silent? Why do rumors about Lori and Justin persist despite her denials? And why does Diddy's arrest make this feel so much more creepier now? We should care, guys, because this isn't just gossip. It's a warning about who gets protected in Hollywood and who gets thrown to the wolves. Lori's out here living her life now, but the internet is not going to forget. And Diddy, you already know, his legacy has completely crumbled at this point. And I just think that's just one piece of the puzzle. But I think the bigger question surrounding this, more so than Diddy, is Steve Harvey. With him having the book that he did and him giving advice to women for years, it been turned into movies, him being propped up as this savior of single women and how they should date and how they've done everything wrong. And he's going to be the one to direct and steer them. All in the midst of this, allowing his stepdaughter to date this man. And you may be asking, well, where is Lori's real father? We don't know. If you look up who her father is, nobody knows. But it has been, I'm not going to say confirmed, but I'm going to say, look it up for yourself. The information that's out there, the interviews given by Big Meech. Big Meech, who is a known drug kingpin who was in prison for many years. I think he's out now, who had a relationship with Lori's mother, Marjorie. And he said that is his daughter. Okay. And this is what has been out for a while now. This is what people speculate. But for some reason, it's really weird that Marjorie Harvey and Lori Harvey won't confirm who her real father is. They've just co-opted Steve as her stepfather. And even though he has his own biological kids, they've just co-opted that as that's her only father figure.
Word in the streets is that Steve didn't just pick up this baby oil expertise from his personal skincare routine. Some people are suggesting he might have learned these skills at Diddy's infamous parties where baby oil wasn't exactly being used for, moisturizing. But let's just say they weren't your typical game nights or family barbecues. But if that's true, then things are looking way more sinister than anyone could have imagined. It's not just a celebrity lifestyle. It's sounding more like a deep twisted web involving Lori Harvey, Diddy, and possibly even Steve Harvey. Now, the connection between Diddy and Steve Harvey just gets even deeper. Over the years, Diddy has been accused of playing a role in an untimely passing of the legendary Biggie Smalls. And get this, somehow Steve Harvey is in the middle of it. Let's go back for a second. Remember when Diddy and Snoop Dogg made that appearance on the Steve Harvey show? They were there to supposedly squash the infamous East Coast, West Coast beef. A peaceful moment, right? But some say it may have been more of a cover-up than a reconciliation.
I know all about this East Coast, West Coast rivalry thing here, but we in Chicago now. This rivalry stuff, we got to stop it, man. We stop that. We stop a lot of this violence. Now, whether y'all like it or not, y'all role models, and your music affect a lot of people.
Was this PR stunt just a way for Diddy to show the world he was playing nice with the West Coast right before everything went down? Coincidence? I don't think so. Now, rumors have been swirling for years that Diddy might have had something to do with Biggie's passing. Some say it was tied to contract issues, and some even believe Diddy set Biggie up. Steve Harvey's show could have been a part of the whole strategy, a way for Diddy to appear like a good guy while behind the scenes, things were taking a much darker turn. Think about it. Just a month after Diddy and Snoop appeared with Steve Harvey, Biggie was gone.
Jay-Z and Puffy wanted Biggie killed. Bottom line. You don't have to believe me. Believe the facts. Here's a man that wanted to leave Bad Boy.
And if you think that this all sounds shocking, it shouldn't, because Steve Harvey's behavior shows a pattern of loyalty to some real questionable characters. And this whole situation with Lori Harvey is just the latest chapter. I mean, if he's willing to push his own daughter into Diddy's arms, what else would he be covering up behind closed doors? And let's take a closer look at the company Steve's been keeping over the years. One name that immediately comes to mind, Bill Cosby. The man who's been accused by over 50 women of spiking and forcing himself onto them. Well, now, despite all the allegations and later convictions, Steve Harvey didn't bat an eye. He stuck beside Bill Cosby no matter what. Back in 2014, when all those women came forward, Steve didn't shy away from defending his longtime mentor. Even after Cosby was convicted in 2018,
it's
Harvey
never
stood
before
firm
seen
in his
video
loyalty.
of Bill
Told the
Cosby
Hollywood
heading
Reporter,
home
"When I'm
moments
your
after
friend,
his
I'm your
surprise
friend."
release from.
It was 1 year ago today that Bill Cosby walked out of prison. He was released after an appellate court ruled that he'd been prosecuted in violation of an earlier agreement made between the district attorney's office and the disgraced comic.
But now it gets really interesting, because despite all this chaos surrounding Cosby, Steve was still in contact with him, because in 2017, Steve revealed that he reached out to Bill during the scandal, only to be told by Bill Cosby, "You don't need none of this on you." Now that's some real loyalty right there, but it makes you wonder, was Steve protecting Cosby for more than just friendship, or was he covering something up? Now fast forward into June 2020, when fresh lawsuits resurfaced against Bill Cosby, bringing even more accusations into the spotlight. And just like that, Steve's name got dragged back into the conversation. Now, we can't ignore the similarities between Cosby's scandals and the allegations surrounding Diddy. Both have been facing some serious claims of misconduct, and Steve's support of both of them raises a lot of questions. Why was Steve so quick to stand by Cosby, even though things were getting out of hand, clearly? Maybe he knew more than he let on. But fast forward to now, we're seeing Steve stay silent as Diddy faces his own storm of allegations, and the silence is deafening, especially with these rumors that Lori Harvey's compromising footage is already out there. Now, if Steve was willing to go to bat for Cosby, why wouldn't he do the same for Diddy? But now things are looking a lot darker, and it's clear that Steve Harvey might be caught up in more than just celebrity drama. The whole appearance coming right before Biggie was tragically taken from us raises some serious eyebrows. So what's really going on with Mr. Steve Harvey and his questionable ties to Diddy over the years? Is he just a loyal friend, or is there a deeper, darker connection that we're not seeing? And what about Lori Harvey? Was she just another pawn in a much bigger game? And the biggest question of all, how far does Steve Harvey's loyalty to Diddy really go?
All of it is very strange. All of it's very murky. If you look back even at Steve Harvey's relationships, how he got with Marjorie Harvey, it is wild. Maybe I'll do a breakdown of it. But as for now, there is something very shady about Steve Harvey. And if you guys remember Cat Williams, when he went on Club Shay Shay, he had a lot to say. And a lot of people are saying now that was a warning to Shannon Sharpe and all that he's caught up in now. But he mentioned Steve Harvey. He mentioned these comedians in Hollywood and how dangerous they are, the things that they will do, the lengths that they will go in order to, in order to make it big, to become a star. And he exposed all of that. And we're now seeing this year that a lot of these things are coming to light. So you guys, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this whole saga, anything you've heard about it, or maybe you can confirm something. I would love to read that. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I have a lot more drama and tea to bring you. And it's getting more wild by the moment.
Ever since the Bernie Mac passed away and they had the King of Comedy tour, I kept saying there's something that right about Steve Harvey. And it's funny because Steve Harvey is really not that funny. He's not that funny. I mean, Uncle Mike can be funny if I had people writing my jokes and showing me how to land a joke, present the joke, how to carry out the punchline, and stuff like that. I know I can be funny because there was times when I seen comedians on the stage and I said, man, I could do better than y'all, and I did it. Anyway, but snakes would do anything to make themselves look good while they do bad. And act like they look doing good to the world. That's what snakes do. us normal people, I don't have to look good. I don't care. I just went around to a neighbor's house with white shorts on and flip flops. I ain't care. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm just here to show my support. You know, Snakes I gotta have my hair done. I gotta get, everything gotta be perfect before I step out. Man, you missing a part of life, man. I'll go to the Philippines, man, to see how them people dress and what they worry about. God, they live a happier life, man. More stress-free life. That's why I keep going over there. I come back, it feel like I've been back for 2 months now. I'm so stressed out. But over there, a month go by like 3 days. I need to change your life, change your living, man. Live and be happy that, be happy with what you have. Think about all the stuff you have and thank God for that. And then ask God, how can you help other people that's less fortunate than you? Because somebody that's more fortunate than you might reach down and help you. If everybody reached down and helped bring people up, you might get picked to be brought up higher. Somebody picking that person higher and higher. Anyway, I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.